Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer this evening, Logan Landers, and joining me to do these NCAA game previews. He's been gone for a little bit, but we had to bring him back. It's the Paul Bunyan of 100 Yards of Football. It's Jay McLovin. What's up, buddy? How you been?
Hey, I'm doing well, Logan. Honestly, man, I'm glad to have college football going now, and we got the NFL cranked up. So life's pretty good, honestly. And then we got baseball postseason getting ready to go into play. I mean, for sports, this is just phenomenal time right now.
Yeah, you're not kidding, man. The fall is really when sports in general kicks off once again. You got college, who's been playing for a couple of weeks now. The NFL just fully got underway. Baseball's coming towards an end with the playoffs. The NBA is coming back in October. So if you are a fan of sports, this is your time of year because, man, Jay, come October, November, that's when everything gets crazy. That's when all of the sports are pretty There's any given day, there's about 3 or 4 different sports going on. So this is perfect time for us. We love doing these game previews, team previews, anything along those lines, history specials as well. So be sure if you like our video today, please to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We put a lot of content each and every day. We put up about 6 to 7 videos this morning about history specials, guys who are going to be drafted pretty soon as well. So please go over to 100 Yards of Football. Check out our Facebook page, our YouTube. Check us out on Twitch as well. Also, thanks to the Believe Podcast Network for hooking us up with our great podcast. We have daily, sometimes twice, maybe even 3 times a day, uploads over there with all the content from this week. So please go over, please subscribe to our podcast, and you will get your daily audio listening pleasure for 100 Yards of Football. But Jay, it's time, my man. It is time. NCAA game preview. This week, we have the Nebraska Cornhuskers going up against the number 3 ranked team in the NCAA, the Oklahoma Boomer Sooners. Jay, tell me, how can Nebraska pull off this tall task, and how can they weasel their way and get the major upset this upcoming Saturday when these two teams play? How can they do it?
Yeah, they're going to have to step up their crazy defense. The defense is going to have to step up. They give up, I believe, 183 passing yards, which is not bad.
No.
And they also give up 143 rushing yards. So that's not bad. They're doing actually really good on the like I said, the defensive side of the ball is what's going to carry this team. It's not going to be the offense. It's going to be the defense. And you got a team that's coming in here that puts up 58 points a game and right at around 330 yards passing and around almost about 200 yards rushing. So they're going to, like you said, they do have a tall task. So let's be honest. The coaching goes to the Oklahoma Sooners, like Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley is just phenomenal. I'm really surprised he's not in the NFL right now. That's just how good this guy. I would rather have Lincoln Riley as my coach in the NFL, or I think he's more pro ready than even Urban Meyer is. I mean, and that's saying a lot. Right. But I really believe that they're going to have to come up with the defense. I think Rattler is throwing already 2 interceptions, and this is where they kind of have him a little bit. I mean, obviously we're very early in this season, but in this season already he's gone 50 to 65. He's got 6 TDs, 2 touchdowns, a little over 500 yards. But Martinez for Nebraska has gone 46 to 74 for 728 yards and 4 touchdowns with no picks. So they got a little bit better on the turnover side of the ball, Nebraska does. And that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to limit the turnovers, pressure the defense, and I think that's the key to them winning.
Yeah, if I'm Nebraska, and most importantly, if I'm head coach Scott Frost, you got to at least perform well in this game. Because, Jay, let's face it, they lost their first week against Illinois in a game that a lot of people thought they should have won by a good amount. They weren't able to get it done. Right. So they're hoping that they can at least come into Oklahoma, because there's going to be a road game for them, so that's going to be even tougher. They can put up a good performance, and even if they don't come away with a victory, at least show the fans, show all the Cornhusker Nation that you're trying and you have the will to fight and compete against a top 5 team in the country. Right. That's what I'm looking for. Like you said, Martinez, he can have kind of those glimpses of brilliance, but there's also, on the other hand, he can look like he might be a little bit lost out there on certain plays. So you got to have a consistent quarterback play. Most importantly, that's how you got to get these wins. You got to play stiff. You got to play hard defense, man. You have to put everything you can into this game if you are Nebraska, if you want to get this W. It's not just a one-man show, Jay. It's got to be a team effort if you want to come into Norman and you want to upset the Sooners at the end of this day. It's going to be a tough task, but I think Nebraska is going to have a tough battle first and foremost. But I think that, honestly, Jay, I think they're going to shock some people with how well they're going to play against Oklahoma because I have high hopes for them. I think this is going to be a closer game than people might realize. But I am expecting Nebraska, like I said, led by Scott Frost, to have a decent day and at least put up a good fight. And for Scott Frost's sake, Jay, he wants to keep his job because after that loss to Oklahoma, or that loss to Illinois, he was on the hot seat already, and that was just week 1. So you got to hope they can at least put up a decent performance, and let's see what they can do. But before we go over to Oklahoma, we have something special for the fans out there, and that is brought to you. So we have some exciting news, guys. Our podcast is sponsoring with PlayActionPools.com this season to bring some interactive fun to the sport we love the most. You'll be able to get in on the action with our PlayActionPools.com Football Pick'em Challenge, which is open to everyone. But here's how it works, all right? You sign up for the contest, Believe Football Pick'em, at PlayActionPools.com, and then you get your picks in each week. They're going to select the 10 highest profile games of the week between the NFL and college football, and whoever gets the most picks correct each week, you will win a pair of electric sunglasses and a pair of DC shoes. Once again, go to PlayActionPools.com and sign up for the contest. Believe, that's BLEAV, Football Pick'em. And if you plan on hosting your own football contest, go to PlayActionPools.com today. They've got Survivor, Pick'em, as well as a cool sportsbook style concept called Build Your Bankroll. Once again, PlayActionPools.com, your new home for all of your office sports pools. All right, Jay, let's talk about the Sooners. Spencer Rattler looking great. What can Oklahoma do to ensure an easy victory? How can they come in? How can they face Nebraska and come out victorious this Saturday?
Yeah, I would say just continue doing what they're already doing. Just, like I said, he does have 2 interceptions since he started the season. So let's keep those turnovers down and just play typical Oklahoma football where you throw the ball a crap ton and, you run the ball and you play stifling defense. I mean, look, they gave up 77 yards on the ground. They give up maybe like a little of about 200 yards through the air. So they're playing great run stopping and pass stopping defense. They just have to continue to do that and continue to keep doing that. And that's really, I think, the biggest thing. Stifling defense and then continue to pound the ball through the air.
Yep. I mean, that's pretty much how it is. And a big key whenever I was doing my research for this that I think is going to be a way for Oklahoma to ensure a victory is, Nebraska is getting a little bit of a hot streak going. They've won their last 2 games. But if Oklahoma really wants to pull away with this one, because let's not forget, Jay, they barely pulled away with a win week 1 against Tulane.
Yeah, they did.
Been putting up a lot of points lately. So they proved that they're not perfect by any means necessary. But if you're Oklahoma, what you need to do is you really need to work on that defense of Nebraska because they're getting hit with a bunch of penalties, and the defense is not the best on 3rd downs. So, Jay, my thing that I would do is just protect your QB at all costs. Give him some time. Give Spencer Rattler a couple of seconds in the pocket, and I think he could eat this Cornhuskers defense alive at the end of the day. Because let's face it, this is a guy who people are thinking could be a potential Heisman winner at the end of the season. He's shown some flashes of just looking like an absolute star. But you got to put it together for an entire football season. I think he can do it, man. He's got a ton of potential. Oklahoma has a lot of weapons, and I think it's going to be a good day if you're a Sooners fan. So, Jay, give me your final score for this game. Who's going to win, and what is your final score for this game between the Cornhuskers and the Sooners?
Yeah, I'm looking at. Let's see. They blew out WCU 76-0. Tulane went 40-35. Tulane, I think, was just more of a. They were asleep when they played Tulane, and they woke up for WCU. So I think they're going to be right in the middle when they play Nebraska. So I'm going to put them at 28. Or no, I'm going to say 35-14.
Okay. I'm gonna be right near you with that, Jay. I got the Sooners getting the win in this one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 30 for Oklahoma, and I'll give Nebraska. Yeah. So my final score: Oklahoma 30 and Nebraska 14. They'll get a few points. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be more competitive than the scores may tell, but I think maybe after halftime, Oklahoma might get that second wind and just cruise to victory, I think. So that's what I think is going to happen. Please, if you're watching, drop a comment. Who will win this game? Who do you think is going to be a star in this upcoming game on Saturday? Who's going to put up the big points? And most importantly, man, are you a Sooners fan? And you think you agree with us? Or are you a Cornhuskers fan and you think that we are completely wrong and we're doubting this Nebraska team? Please drop a comment and let us know. We appreciate it. Surely here at the show. Well, we have run out of time, Jay. Thank you guys so much for coming on, talking some college football with me. It's always a pleasure. Also, be sure if you guys like this video to like, comment, share, subscribe. We go live each and every week on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as well. Like I mentioned in the opening, please go check out our podcast if you haven't done so already. We're available on anywhere podcasts are streamed, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, iHeartRadio, you name it. We are there with daily, sometimes even more, uploads with all of the great content from our team, with myself, Jay McLovin, Mr. Football Vincent Turner, former Atlanta Falcon and FSU legend Bobby Butler, and one of the best coaches in in high school, Kevin the Bull Jones. All of our team here at 100 Yards Football, we put in a bunch of work. It's football season. We are back in full force. And stick around because we got another great game preview coming up for you in just a little bit.